And now she get you in there a little bit, Ron. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Everybody jump in the Periscope. Everybody jump on the Facebook and get your shares in. Invite your followers. Let's make sure that we got good sight, sound, and connection. Let's see. Periscope is testing us. Is it loading? Do you see loading or is it playing?
It's not doing anything right now.
Is it on there? Wait, there it comes. Is it coming?
Yes.
Okay, I can see you guys. Okay, cool. All right, so start liking, sharing, inviting followers. I'm gonna grab my iPad. There, just like with the men, the language of men. There, yeah. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna squeeze through. Okay. All right. We'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it. Yes, you will. And now I need my something to drink. Okay. Anyway, welcome everybody. Yay. Everybody say hello. Listen, this is the language of women. I asked the ladies to come out. One, in support of the gentlemen. I think we were a good audience for them. And just bringing people back into the space. We are live from Tuya. This is Periscope. Everybody here have a Periscope?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody just jump off their scope onto our scope. It's like scoping the scope to another level.
Absolutely.
You've seen Rena Foster Thomas, myself, Sharon Master Brown. You've seen us each week, and then we was coming every Friday, and then we were like, okay, we gotta have a life, all right. And so now we're coming twice a month.
3 times a month.
3 times a month. First Friday is at night,
Right.
which is your event.
Right.
And then second Friday, language of men, and we thought, well, let's just kind of respond to the men and do the language of women. And thank you all for heeding the invitation and coming and showing up and everything. And we got Cindy Brooks back here, and so there's 2 tapings we're going to do on second Friday, and then on fourth Friday we have Ask a Lawyer, and I've got lawyers coming out of Wazoo wanting to be on that scope, and so we're going to fill up this area with attorneys. Fourth Friday,
Right.
and then we also Master wants to do art talk. So there's 2 shows we're gonna do on this. So twice a month, 4 shows.
And then you're gonna have a ask a financial person, right?
Somebody else asked me about that.
Just saying.
That would be a 3rd show. I'm not Oprah.
Ask Madam Money's talking.
Okay, ask Madam Money. Okay, we gotta talk about finance. You might need to come on and ask a lawyer. We'll figure out. Because we gotta figure out the Rita brand. We gotta get that because you rebranding,
Right.
but still we need you in the space helping entrepreneurs. So we'll work. Okay, a 5th show to come.
Yeah.
All right, quickly let's just kind of go around and just quickly introduce ourselves. Starting with Rhonda, squeeze in there and just tell them who you are.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
not the whole 9 yards. Just a
4 and a
couple
half.
feet.
4
A
and a
couple
half.
feet.
Okay. I'm Rhonda R. Hudgens Bundy. I'm with Metro ATL and Beyond Business Networking Group. We are based here in Douglasville, looking to expand. We provide a unique networking experience and learning experience for ladies and gentlemen in business looking to grow beyond their expectations.
There you go. And new to Dryer Buzz, you guys have seen me. They've taken over our timeline a couple times. 24hourbeauty.com. We're going to be doing a pop-up next week
Yes.
at Centennial Park. So tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Hasina Brunson, CEO of 24 Hour Beauty World. We sell everything online, all the beauty products that you need, and we will be next week at Wind Down Wednesdays. So I'm very excited about that. And come out and get your 2-for-1 specials.
Ooh, 2-for-1 special.
One.
Okay, why I don't have a lemonade cupcake? I don't know. Can I get a lemonade cupcake? We have the best hospitality here at Tuya, Sharon Master Brown.
Yeah, you do want to slide that in.
One of the reasons I want a lemonade cupcake is because the best cake baker, and I know a lot of cupcakes.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Just bring the tray. Let's put it in the shop. How about that? Is it easy to carry? Is it easy to bring over? Let's just put it in the shop.
Okay.
So y'all can see what we get ready to munch on probably during this show. There's no telling how much we're gonna hang out. All right, so Cindy Relicakes is here, and she has cupcakes, and I'm branding lemonade like Beyonce, and so she brought at the top tier is the lemonade cake. So tell everybody who you are and what you have.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the owner of Cinderella Cakes. We do custom cakes, rum cakes, wedding cakes, birthday cakes, cakes for any occasion. Cake just because it's Tuesday. All kinds of cakes. We confectionery dreams come true. If you dream it, we can make it in cake.
And not only are you here on Saturdays for a
I'm also-
pop-up,
Yes,
you're back for the bridal station.
yes,
Okay.
in July.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
you're going to do the July one. Okay.
Yes. So I do pop-ups here at Tuya on Saturdays from 10 to 1. You can pre-order and pick up here as well.
Awesome. Okay. And the coffee, we're pairing. I'm getting good at pairing. You have to have, you got great cake, you have to have great coffee. So shout out to Community Bean. All of our shows has a great coffee station, and Community Bean is they buzz the bean. I don't know what the true term of it is. Local roasted beans that are served at a coffee house here in Douglasville. So this is all Douglasville. I don't know, well, some people coming over from Fairburn and other places. But how y'all love it, Douglasville?
we're right next door.
Right next door. Okay. All right, now this lady right here, she took me to lunch last year.
Yes.
Okay, just inbox me, right, and say, "Can I take you to lunch?" I was like, "Hey, I never turned down food." And we went to lunch, and I got to hear her story. And then I said, "Well, now I need to take you to the radio station with me." So she had to go run some errands, came back to the radio station, and then the story began to unfold, and it is absolutely amazing, right? So tell everybody about yourself.
My name is Chauncey Beatty, but people call me the Heart Worker. I'm a breakthrough coach and vision strategist for creative and transformational entrepreneurs who are stuck or in startup. I started off as a career artist, spent about 5 years traveling and performing poetry, but I've always been in the field of personal development and transformation for about 15 years. I produce retreats every year. My staple retreat is the Ready Woman Retreat, which I'm super excited about. It's in October. I co-facilitate that with a brilliant, genius, creative poet and transformational worker, Sunny Patterson. You may have heard of her. She's pretty well known. And that's what I do. I help especially creatives on their being business and badassery.
Ooh.
Badass.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, and this is an amazing shot. This is such an amazing, empowering shot. If you guys can't see the shot on Periscope, is that not awesome? That is awesome. So everybody, if you screenshot while you're in Periscope, it'll send the pictures to Twitter, and that a lot of times will get more people in to watch. My name is Yolanda Lattimore, 14 years editor at dryerbuzz.com, 30 years helping to close the digital divide. I am now working to introduce the 89% that's unaware that we are in a new economy, a digital economy. I'm helping them enter, exist, and evolve with the digital economy. So you want to come along for the ride? It is an amazing ride. So follow me at DryerBuzz. And next to me, this
Look
is
at all the flowers on there.
this
I don't
lady
think you
right
can see
here.
it.
No, he can't see.
You can't see it.
Okay.
Right, look at that.
Yeah, everybody's putting flowers on the hearse now. All right, Miss Tara, Madam Money Jackson.
Hey,
I saw this lady on her hustle, and I was like, okay, I gotta get on the ground. And she said she saw me, but I saw her, and I mean,
Facebook stalking her for years.
right. And I showed up at an event, and I saw her work a room, and I was like, okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Well, yeah, and I'm shy. How about
And
that?
how? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't tell, but go ahead.
But yeah, my name is Tara Jackson. They call me Madam Money. I am the author of the book Financial Fornication. There's a lot of people that are financially promiscuous, like myself. I was. Ended up with financial STDs, substantially tremendous debt, and we need cures. And so I am that financial physician to help out with those cures or those financial dis-ease so you can live a healthier financial life and live the life that you desire. I am your financial translator, because the financial industry is speaking a different language. They're playing chess, and the consumers are playing checkers, and we're getting played. So I teach you the rules of the game and translate the rules for you so you have a fighting chance to win the life that you deserve and desire. And you can find me on Periscope at Ms. Madam Money, MS Madam Money, MADAMMONEY, or MadamMoney.com.
And what do you scope? Are you regularly scoping?
I haven't scoped in a while. It's been a couple months, but I'll be coming back to the scoping world. I will be doing that because I have been harassed and threatened on several occasions.
Right.
And so, yeah, I do a lot of events in Atlanta, Georgia. DryerBuzz has been, I pulled her in like a couple times. Like, yeah, you're coming back. Yeah, you're coming back. She still doesn't know it, but she's still coming back, so absolutely.
All right, and on the end to help us all, that chocolate smells like so good. You like it? On the end here, Rita Foster Thomas is the professional. I mean, I don't know if anybody's branded that yet. Is it a hashtag? Somebody check. What's the hashtag? Because she is the consummate pro professional and makes us all kind of up our game, get into a level. And I don't know how we pulled each other in and accountability partner. Everybody wants to account. We did a whole scope on accountability partner. She is my accountability partner because I'm like, what would Rita think? What would Rita think? You know, what would Rita do? What would Rita do? Anybody got that hashtag? That one. Okay. Yeah, and I see her involved. Not only that, I just see the respect that she gets in the industry and around the industry and so forth. So I'm so glad that you jump on this scope with me, that you hang out with me, that I can call you. You know, I mean, not even like a girlfriend call, but an accountability call. And so thank you so much for that. And your foundation and just watching you even evolve right now because you said you want to do some rebranding. You know, so tell everybody what's going on with you.
So, those who know me professionally know that I own Distinctive Op Services, and I will be using my own name from now on, Rita Foshna Thomas. Distinctive Op Services will still exist. However, it will exist as my booking agent more than anything else.
She's going pro.
Woo!
Going pro.
She is.
Yeah, baby.
So I will be concentrating more on training and teaching and seminars, workshops, and of course my public speaking. Now, the other hat that I wear is that of the Ademala A. Foshna Thomas Jr. Foundation. And as you know, we provide $1,500 scholarships to some well-deserving but needy youth. Our first year providing these scholarships was 2015. We provided 2, and this past year, May 11th, 2016, we were able to provide 3 $1,500 scholarships to students who definitely need them. Now, our goal each year is to at least increase our scholarships by 1. So next year, we're hoping to be able to provide 4 scholarships. Now, the other part to that is when we first started this, we wanted to provide scholarships not only here in the United States, but also in Nigeria, where my husband was from. And speaking with my brother-in-law, we had some money. We had a symposium in London. We had some money that was raised there. And come September, we will be able to provide 2, I believe, $1,000 scholarships to 2 of our youth in Nigeria. So we are growing, and thanks to your help, we will continue to help our future leaders.
Yes.
Awesome.
Love it.
All right, so ladies, I didn't have a particular agenda of the day. I just think that we should jump on scope. One, I want to bring in the language of women. And Rob, if you would hit the battery thing on the phone there. And I don't know how much Facebook is doing for this, but it's not. You might even just let Facebook down.
It says you got 20% left. Can we just
okay.
close?
Yeah, just close it, and then it'll come back. All of us, here's what I see is all of us are putting amazing energy out into the universe. We're all doing something with. What I don't see is enough collaboration. And right now, as a matter of fact, in Washington, they get ready to have the State of Women, and I wanted to bring back the conversation because I'll tell you, as a blogger, as somebody who has a media outlet, knowing that media is our greatest influence, the biggest challenge that I have had over the past 14 years is telling the story of women. As much as we network, as much as we get together, as much as we, you can find 5 girlfriends to go get a drink with, to go shopping with, but then when you try to talk to them about doing something economically, or when I talk to people who are very successful and they've done it, they'll turn around and tell me they had to get off by themselves. They started out by themselves. They didn't have the support, and it's just amazing what we will come together on. we juxtapose it to things we won't come together on. We did a scope one time. We asked about it in your email group.
Mhm.
Are you even getting the support? And one of the consensus that came out of that, even in a cohesive group, we felt like we were still there was still some competition.
There was still some competition because a lot of women can't get off of this jealousy, envy kind of thing, you know. And that's a shame because we as women, we as people, you're not an island.
Nope.
You cannot do everything yourself.
Right.
You just can't.
You can't.
You know, therefore you need help. Even though I am your accountability partner, you're also mine. You know, and I go to you for certain things. I go to Tara for certain things. She helps me stay very well focused. Cinderella Cakes. I mean, and I just met her a couple months ago.
Thank you.
You know, but she has been a blessing to not just me, but the entire community.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
Rhonda.
Yep, me too.
Who gets, Rhonda who gets the word out. Mousy, I can't tell you what Mousy has done as far as
She's just crazy.
providing,
Yeah.
decorating
Yeah.
tips and framing for me
Right.
and
Services.
things like that. So, you know, we all need each other, and we all need to get away from this competition
Right.
thing.
Absolutely.
I don't believe in competition. I believe in
Nope.
collaboration.
Collaboration.
And if you
I
choose
agree.
not to collaborate, then that's your point. Because my competition is myself. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm the common denominator. And I do a lot of public speaking, and I talk about the common denominator. Because it doesn't matter what my competition's doing, it doesn't matter what everybody, my family says or whatever. All that matters is if I execute or don't, and who I allow let it filter into my psyche.
Right.
And so when I'm okay with me and I stop getting in my own way, that opens me up. So even if I have another financial person that's sitting here, they're not competition. We're going to find ways to collaborate and make some money. So that's the only thing with men is that they like we ain't gotta like each other to make money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm clear about that.
Jump in the scope and jump in the scope. I'm just looking at the phone.
Yeah.
Everybody jump in the scope and share.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I wanted to jump in because I'm gonna have to leave. I've got
Okay.
someplace I've got to be. I was at another meeting and it was asked what the 3 C's of networking are, and of course that's clients and collaborators and competition. And there was 2 new people to networking there, and they were ladies, and they said, "Oh no, you wouldn't want to look for a collaborator at a networking event because then you would have to share the profits." And I'm like, "Oh, I know this was a Corey Moore event, so you know Corey put them in their place."
Yeah.
But the whole thing was, I'm like, wow, 10 million people in Metro Atlanta, and you can't find one lady that you can collaborate with, and in the end, yes, you share the profits, but there's 2 of you bringing your network together, or 3 of you, and the more you're bringing in, the more you're bringing in on the bottom line, and so at the end of the day, the profits is so much more than you was ever made by
I'd
yourself.
rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing.
Absolutely, thank you.
That's right.
So I'm
And
always
there's
going to
enough
yield
for
collaboration.
everybody. There's enough for
Absolutely.
everybody. You don't have to compete.
Not only that, but in collaboration, you learn.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know everything. I don't, and those things that I don't know, I know who I can go to to learn those things.
Right.
So it's very important, you know, if you don't learn, you don't grow.
Are we told that an area is saturated? Because like you're coming into the beauty industry, and it's very competitive, and there's already many services out there, but you still feel like you can find your niche in there, and you can convince women to come to your company. So what do you think about that coming in as a woman? Because even when you go to the hair shows, there's a lot of men. Right? So now, and people think it's odd. It's like, oh, well, here's a woman selling beauty products. It's like, why is that almost foreign to us? That even in coming to the beauty industry, it's thought to be going into a male-dominated area.
Well, I know one thing that's helped me is the collaboration because as she said, I don't know everything, and coming in as someone new to the industry, really, I don't know anything, you know, so through collaboration, I have learned so much, and that has created a lane for me to be able to do what it is that I do. Even just my collaboration with you and finding out about certain events and other things that I can do, and also tools that I can use to continue to grow my business, there is no way that I could have done this alone.
Alone.
So,
And just the other day when Hillary Clinton, to go into politics, y'all, when they talked about that she was now the presumptive nominee, and the first, the first electorate that they want her to try to win over is women. They want to know if she can win women. And it's like, really, that's going to be her barrier? Is that going to be her barrier in this election? Women? Are we the barrier for other women? Jump in here. I heard from you yet.
I was just thinking, listening to everybody, how important self-development work is, because really at the core of everything that we're saying is that many women are operating in fear. They're operating afraid of, like you said, what it would mean to collaborate, their own hang-ups. And so a big piece of the work that we have to do to get our work out is our own self-work.
that's right.
And so that's what I was thinking, listening to you guys.
Personal development is so important because through personal development, you learn things about yourself. And I know one of the things that I have learned is that I have to keep the negative people out. And so I noticed through trying to keep the negative people out that my circle has gone from here to here. So, even though I am collaborating, and I have some very tight people that I work with, my circle is not as big, especially with women as it used to be, and I hate that.
But I think that's part of the fear is that you're going to have to leave some people behind. You can't, every circle can't go with you everywhere you go.
And most of those people are going to be family.
Right.
That's the hard part is that when I had to let go of the fact that my family's not going to be my client and they're not going to support me.
Right.
They're going to tell me, you just need to go get a job, you need to forget all this amount of money stuff, you need to do all that stuff. But a stranger off the street, I got more love from Rhonda, Rita, Dryer Buzz, and more love and support from them than I got from some family members.
Right.
And then once we get over the fact that they're trying to be protective in a sense for you, they don't understand. They don't understand your dream and what you're supposed to do. God didn't give them that vision.
Well, it's just like the uncle that owns the house that we live in. He was company man with UPS. Started at the bottom, worked his way up to management. That's where he retired. And during the struggle, he's been saying, well, maybe you just need to go get a job. And I'm like, maybe you just need to mind your own, which I haven't actually said to. But I finally said
Why
to him.
haven't you said it, though? That's
But what I need to say it in a way to keep.
Why?
I didn't,
He would tell you in a heartbeat, mind your business.
Yeah, he would.
Why can't we say
But
that
what
as
I
women?
told him was, I told him straight up, I said, you don't build a business overnight. I said, I've been at this at that point in time, it had been like 10 months. I said, you can't expect to make profit the first 10 months. I said, it's probably going to be another 10 months. I said, at this exactly, if at 2 years I'm breaking even, and he looked at me and he said, you could tell, you could see, she's holding her ground. I'm going to leave her alone.
Right.
And let her do her thing. I left the flyers there. I've got the
You
flyers.
got it right. Okay. All right.
Got it.
So
Wait,
next,
wait, wait,
before
grandma.
you go, we're at your event when?
Next Friday,
Next Friday.
Lunch
So
and
that's-
Learn with Carol Dunlop. It will be using social media to build our brand.
Yeah, put that on the screen. Facebook is in the event.
Yeah.
Facebook we're probably gonna cut off. Yeah.
Yeah, we still got that one, and there's
Crystal,
another one there too.
If you
Y'all
have
will
Crystal,
see it.
keep screenshotting. And then
Yes,
we'll go to
thank
Twitter.
you.
I am. Wait a minute. Is it? I am V Lewis. It's V Lewis is on. She says operating in fear. Yes, we need to build each other. And then she said your circle will get smaller because the minds aren't. Interesting. And this lady said that's the truth about family. I hope I haven't missed any other comments.
Yeah, the
But
thing
yeah.
with family, my mom has made several comments. Well, do you think it's sustainable? And I automatically get defensive.
I'll be back by to see you.
In the course of my journey, I've had to prove to my husband that yes, I can do it. But hearing my mom say that, and I'm telling my brother, why isn't she supporting me? But I can also see that she depends on me. I am her financial source. So she's concerned that if I do this, yes, and I'm still supporting my little sister in school. So if I do this, then will I be able to still help her pay for this and still help her? So it's been a journey of not only proving to myself, but still proving to my family that yes, I can do this.
So is it more of a selfish,
Well,
it is a
self-preservation is all of us.
self-preservation.
And it's just me having to be able to explain it to her that yes, I've seen you do it. All your life, you owned your business. So yes, I can do it.
Yeah. I think that, what's your name again, sis?
Tara.
I think what Tara said, I don't want us to move real quickly up. She said something that was very important about putting things in context, that oftentimes the people around us actually love us and they are concerned about our well-being. I moved in with my mom for a little bit. Long story short, my apartment got robbed, so I ended up moving in with my mom. And so for the first time, she got to witness the behind the scenes, and she was like, "Oh, heck no." What are you doing, right? She's my greatest cheerleader, but she also loves me, right? And so it's like, you know, and there's a running joke in my family. I'm like the Tommy from Martin in my family, like Chauncey.
What did she do?
Right, nobody.
What's her job?
Right. So I think it's important for us to learn how to lean back, right, from what, and also to extract what they're saying, because sometimes there's gems in the questions, right? There is a good way if somebody's asking you, okay, what's the stability? It's important for you to say, okay, is this sustainable? Sometimes as business owners, because it's such a learning curve at the beginning of the process, you know, we're so afraid, we're trying to hold everything, especially solopreneurs, you know, and sometimes I think it's important for us to really hear the heart of what somebody is asking.
Yeah, and definitely, because I remember the issue my mother had with the whole blogging thing is the concern she had at the beginning is actually where blogging is right now, and I still have to go back and say, wow, you might have been right. Look, you might have been right. You were actually right. You were right.
might have been
But
a little
the thing
bit.
about it is, as men get to take the time to explore, to experience, you know, and we don't question that. They said, I'm going to take 5 years and 3 of those are going to reach. I'm going to run off the Simi Valley. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to be in the garage for a while building this thing, and we don't question that.
Right.
Right? And Cindy, come on over and jump in the chair over here.
I'm working.
You working for because the one taste is tomorrow. Okay. Make sure we mention those events again tonight and tomorrow. The wine taste is tonight. Okay, so you are working. Well, come on over and tell us about that wine tasting. So, but men can go to the garage for a while, but let you be missing from the household. God forbid in the bathroom extra long. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole family. Why is it that we don't get that time? And I think it's time for us to start asking for it and demanding it. But even in ourselves, we don't feel like we get that time.
I don't think we
feel
even need to
guilty.
ask for it. I think we just need to start taking it. It's our time. I don't need to ask.
Like
for
even
permission.
like right here, right now. You know?
Women always ask for permission. That's the whole problem. And then we get pissed off when people say no.
Yeah.
Right? So you no longer, if it's your time, it's your dream, it's your vision,
Your
or whatever, you
season.
don't ask for
Well, I mean, you
permission.
got to justify it. It's my time.
And that's what's innate. Like you feel a little guilty when you take the time to do these things, and then you have to justify to yourself, okay, well, it's for
we do.
You know, it's for a better reason, and it's gonna get better. But it takes time. Like even having a child and going away to get a pedicure. Like, okay, I took an hour. Now I'm
Really? We got that much
gear
gear on the pedicure. I know we do. I know we do.
Well, because
but
I have a
wow.
full-time job and then I have my bakery, so my son, I feel like I
You gotta
don't
make
have
time.
time. So yes,
And I do
but it's a
that.
sacrifice.
I feel guilty with spending time with my son because when I was the executive vice president and interim president CEO of that financial institution, 80%, like 90% of my time was at work. And if it wasn't at work, I brought work home with me. So even though I'm in the same household with my son, I'm still in my room on my laptop, and we're not spending any time together.
Right.
And so I ended up buying him stuff to compensate from the time that I wasn't doing, giving him. And I started to feel guilty about that. But we also have to, especially single moms out there, there is no harder job in the world. I don't care what you do, being a single mom and working and doing, because my sister just got her doctorate. She got her doctorate, school full-time, working full-time at Georgia Tech, has her daughter, has to be a wife and all of that. I thought I was stressed. And I saw what she went through and that she did it. We are such resilient beings,
Yes, we are.
strong. We can give birth to humans. We can create human beings and give birth to those. But yet and still we ask for permission. And we feel guilty for doing the things that we love. And I think if we bonded together more as sisters, we could probably support each other and help us to get over
No,
it.
it's okay.
It is
Yeah.
okay.
Where you are right now, it is okay.
Yeah, because there's certain things we don't talk about, just like that, just the guilt and somebody else telling you it's okay. We don't talk about it, but when you hear it and you hear that, okay, well somebody else went through it and somebody else did it and it's okay, then you feel a little bit more confident that yes, everything will be okay.
Girlfriend. It's okay. You need to take time and go knock out a living cocaine. I need you to be able to take time to do that because once you put these bad boys on the market, they're gonna have to stay in the market.
I'm gonna need you to
Okay?
like work that out.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to. If you need us to like come over for an empowerment session, so that you don't feel guilty.
I'll do a credit cupcake workshop. I don't care. Make sure they're there. Okay?
I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's just so important. But the thing about it is, we don't realize we set the world up so everybody can have that bonding time. Look how long I was doing language of men. And as a matter of fact, I started out 20 years ago doing words to my brother, and the brother said, "Finally, okay, you got to go do one for women." You know, but we don't do it. But the minute we get in a circle or even a half circle, it starts pouring out, and you can't go too far around the circle. Then before you realize you got something in common.
Right.
We've got something in common, be it the guilt or be it the overcompensating. You know, wanting to change up, and it's okay to change. And it's like how long have you thought, okay, I need to do something different with distinctive voice, and now I need to be reading Fashion Thomas. You know, it's okay. No more permission. Like I said, no disclaimers, no apologies, because it says that women go throughout their day and apologize 50,000 times for something they did not even do.
They apologize for apologizing. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
All day long. Right.
But you're absolutely right. So I'm gonna give y'all gonna hear a little secret. Nobody else in the world knows. Maybe a few people, okay? But this is an example, okay? So I've been with New York Life for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made the decision that I was no longer going to be with that company and that I was going to venture on my own and have my own firm. When I allowed myself to not ask for permission and allow myself to be who I am, to do what I can do to help other people, I made the decision, I executed it. All of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls from people that would answer my call about a year ago. Or people that I talked to a year ago said, hey, can we revisit what we talked about a year ago? Just literally, all of a sudden. And so when you start walking in it, it's one of those things that if you're the most scared of, if it scares you to death, can I cuss on here? No. Okay. If it scares you to death, that is probably the one thing you're supposed to do.
You're getting a lot of hearts. So.
Okay. It's that one thing that you're supposed to do. If it scares you to the bejesus, like I just can't do it, I'm scared. If it paralyzes, so scared to paralyze you, that's the one thing you do it. Because fear is to keep you from what you're supposed to do. All it does is a signal of your comfort zone. When you get out of your comfort zone and you start feeling fear or hear fear, that's a safety mechanism. But what you're supposed to do is right outside of that fear. You hear that all the time. It feared me to step out on faith again and become independent. But once I started to do it, God said, I got you. Just do what I tell you to do. And I got you. I didn't want to believe it. I was too scared. But once I said, oh, hell, I'm going to do it scared, that's when he showed me that I got you. It's not going to be easy, but I got you in this. So I encourage everybody, the one thing that you're most scared of, getting on Periscope, public speaking, doing whatever. The one thing you're most scared of, that's what you're supposed to do because that's what's going to catapult you to the next level. And when you choose not to do it, you're the one blocking your blessing. Nobody else. Opportunities, I'm not getting the opportunity to do anything. Well, you're not doing what you're supposed to do now.
Right.
Come on.
I really like what she said.
I think she's talking to me.
Come on. Of course she is. Don't let me preach a bit.
About what you said about once you actually did it, you had people start calling you that weren't even paying any attention to you a year ago. It reminded me, I also own a tax office, Maximum Tax Resources. And
By the way.
Yes, by the way. And so I remember when I actually finally made the decision vision to actually open an office, and I had been doing taxes for years out of my house. I actually did not, it was about 3 people that I actually told that I was going to open this office because, I mean, my ex-mother-in-law had actually told me that doing taxes was a hobby, you know, and so I was told, you know, all kinds of things. I needed to get a job, and I shouldn't open an office, and one day I just decided, you know what, I am going to do it. I told my 3 most trusted people, and you know, they came and helped me look for an office, and I mean, they were really there for me. And so the next thing you know, all of a sudden I had this office, and then it was, you know, celebrated, and Hasina is doing this, and the next thing you know, I had people the same way that were calling me that, you know, before were telling me, well, you shouldn't be doing that, go get a job, you know?
Right.
And so now it's just,
That's haters.
yes, and now business is thriving, and you know, I
Yeah.
couldn't be happier, you know.
That's awesome.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
That's
so-
great.
Lots of comments. Somebody says, you have to do what makes your heart happy. Then the naysayers, and I can't get the rest of that.
Naysayers will become your believers.
Become your believers.
Right.
Rhonda is watching the scope on our way out of here. She says, that's right, do it afraid. And that was another comment. And somebody said, true that too. And thank you guys so much for the hearts, like, share. Make sure you screenshot and share. Where we on time? Want to commit to how much time? Want to go another 5-10 minutes? Anybody have anything press? I know today is
Other than
we
food.
are other than what?
Other than food.
I know food, and then there's a golf lesson. And Shermount, see, you guys have a wine tasting here tonight. So I want you to tell everybody about that.
Well, you just said it.
Yes.
Wine tasting tonight. We're tasting the wines of South Africa. And we usually have 3 wines, and we have the little food to go with it. And then we have an icebreaker, and we have an art activity. Me, you know. So, and we have a great time. It's a lot of fun, and it's from 7 to 9. We say 9 o'clock, but everybody's having a great time, networking, talking, mingling. So sometimes we're here until 10, 11. So yeah, but it's just a good time. We're having a great time. So you're more than welcome to come. It's only $15, and come on down.
Nice.
Let me ask you this, because you talked about having a tax office, and you have a business, brick and mortar. Let's talk about brick and mortar and the responsibility. You've had an office as well, and you've been the vice president, CEO, all that good stuff. But we oftentimes hear about women having to break into these industries, and when they do break into these industries, not being able to compete. Like I'm going out today. Somebody said I need the address. The address 6786 Broad Street. I'll type it in. But we oftentimes hear how industries are just not made for us, and it's always the fight. You know, whenever women they always have to talk about how they have to fight to exist in something.
And you
It's
have to
really
prove yourself.
natural to
You
us.
always have to prove yourself.
Why is that we all? And I remember when in working, it's like I could put out all the fires of the day and literally have to come back in the very next day and prove myself all over again.
Right, yeah.
Where does that come from, and why aren't we more supportive of each other so that we dispel all of that? Talk about that while typing the address.
I think it's a lack of confidence.
Yeah.
When I met Chris, when I went to Douglasville B2B, Chris is also a baker. Chris came to me. She was confident in her work and in herself to know that I'm not about to take her business. So she approached me, talked to me, gave me advice, and now we refer business to each other. When I approached Mousy about the pop-up, it took a couple of weeks for me to build the confidence enough to think that I could come talk to her. And as soon as I said it, she pulled out a calendar, what date? And I was like, wait, I had a whole speech.
But let me tell you this though, because when you came, there's a train, so reset. But you don't know how long I had to convince her to have that opportunity. So you know, and again, and then when you came, it was like she was like, wow, you had a speech, but she was excited that it was all playing out.
Right.
You know, and so that's the amazing thing about it is we have so much opportunity for each other.
And I think sometimes the way we present ourselves, so if I'm just doing cake and I bring this sloppy work, you're not going to refer me.
Right.
You're not even going
Not
to
at
want to
all.
look at it.
That's
If
right.
my logo is not on there, you're not even going to touch it. So if we're presenting ourselves that it's a hobby, once again going back to lack of confidence, if we think it's a hobby and we think we're not good enough, how do we expect the people around us to trust us with business? So if I'm doing horrible work, I can't expect that somebody will refer me or somebody will want to pay for my services. Because I'm
Because you
showing
wouldn't be
the
in
world.
here.
I'm sitting over here helping the ladies like wrap it up. Like, go ahead, get into my living.
In the same vein is that
Don't teach them all.
what
That rap one.
I gotta get sick about is that people don't want to invest in themselves or their business, but they want people to buy from them. They want to barter, no, not barter, but they want to hustle.
Beg.
They want to beg. They want to get a discount. They want all this, but they want full price and upscale from their
themselves.
customers.
Right.
So you reap what you sow. So don't ask me for a discount, but want me to pay full price for your stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Exactly.
And that's the mentality. And I tell people all the time is that you have to be careful who you're trying to promote your businesses to. Okay, I don't know how it works. It's just telling me to say it to you. There's a lot of you have steak products and services, and you're trying to sell it to McDonald's-minded people, and then you get mad because they don't buy.
Right.
And so, in the same respect, you have to have that steak mentality for yourself. You have to invest yourself. You have to pay the money to be able to put yourself in a position so that you can present yourself to get the clientele that you want that's going to pay for your stuff. So, if
That's
you,
one reason why I love Hasina, because when I quoted the price, she was like, okay.
exactly.
There wasn't any haggling,
Right.
you know, because I represent it's like, look, I'm coming with 30 years of doing this,
Right.
you know. So, but it's all kind of stuff. Wait a minute, oh, somebody did hashtag steak.
Also, I think we're not, as entrepreneurs, we don't troubleshoot our
Yes.
business enough, right? So if something isn't selling, it isn't all, I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
But it isn't always that it's just that they don't want to buy steak. It might be a marketing issue.
You're
It
right.
might be a,
They
you know, and we don't
they don't
tease
do the
that out.
marketing analysis.
Right, we
They
don't
do
tease that out to find out, you know, what is hindering the sale. You know, it may be that you need to develop your clothes, you know, so I just think close your client, not develop your clothes.
You're close.
Right. Right. So I think that we, again, this is this defense thing, right? Or the expectation that somebody is supposed to automatically buy. As an entrepreneur, it's our job to sell, right? But we're afraid of selling. We're afraid
That's
of
a big thing.
It's that,
Right.
it's that fear, because when you say, why don't we do this, we're so fear. Why do we have to prove ourselves all the time? Because we're afraid to do what the other people are doing to get what we want, right? Men will go out, they'll cold
they'll do
call,
it,
they'll
yes.
do B2B, they'll walk and do walk and talks. I promise you, I hate walk and talks. I hate going into businesses, introducing myself and all that. I don't want to
Yes.
do it. But when I realized how profitable it can be to know business owners, get to know them, and do that, then I started making the money that my counterparts, the males, were doing it. And it wasn't that they were trying to say, oh, you're not worthy. They're like, well, if you want what I got, do what I do. And the problem is, most women, we don't know how to hunt for food. We weren't built to hunt for food. So when you become a business owner, you now have to learn how to hunt for food, prospect, get referrals, sell your products and services.
Right.
And so when you're willing to really learn how to hunt for food and be a lady about it and be cute and sexy too, oh yeah, we won't have to prove
You don't do
ourselves.
anything without cute and sexy.
You really can't.
And that's the fear
you
of
brand
rejection. The fear of rejection is what we have. If
Right.
a man, I mean, of course, they're told no all the
Yeah,
time.
all the
They
time.
just brush it off. If a woman is told no, now we internalize it. Was it my hair that was I too aggressive? Was it this? Was it that? You go home and you beat yourself about it when the man just picked up and went to the next thing.
Because they have the expectation, they know how many no's. They know how many no's it takes to get to that
They're
yes. So this is that no, oh, scratch that one off and get closer and closer to that
And
yes.
that's what that one guy said is that I was like, you do this. He got rejected all day long. I listened to him cold calling all day long. I said, I can't do this. He was like, every no is closer to a yes. But he was analytical. He knew if I get 100 no's, I'm going to at least get around 10 yeses. That 10 yeses is going to pay my rent, right? Me, I'm like, oh, he going to say no. I'm getting all of my feelings and stuff. So women we are emotional. Like, how dare you tell me no? I'm cute.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I love this shot. Go ahead.
I'd also like to throw something else out there. What we do is that we look at our responses from other women, you know, especially women who are not in business themselves. women who don't feel that other women should be in business. Case in point, I was approached by a college to speak, and she said, "Can you do it pro bono?"
Sorry.
She wants to say that to a man.
I ain't mean to laugh.
My question to her was, okay, so on Fridays when it's time for you to get paid, do you do it pro bono?
Right.
Okay, so how can you expect me, this is what I do for a living.
Right.
Why would you want me to do it for free when you don't work for free?
And she would not have asked a man.
Yeah.
But it's not even personal though. That's the thing. Those questions are not personal. It's their job to try to get the best price.
Exactly.
So if they're
That's
going to get it for zero, so I think that it's important for us to understand that those questions aren't personal. No, that's not my price. Right.
It wasn't personal, but at the same time, somebody just said she wouldn't have asked a man.
We're not
to do it
asking
for free.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Respect each other.
Yeah, we need to respect
I mean,
each
I
other.
think asking
Exactly.
for someone's services for free, unless there's an exchange. If there's
Yeah,
a barter
your
exchange,
barter,
that's
yes.
different. But to ask me to do my services for free and there's no real barter exchange, I think it's disrespectful.
That's
Exactly.
Now, it's not that she says, well, can I get a significant discount? Or can I, instead of paying you for you to speak, do your fully reimburse every expense, whatever, to do all that, and then you have the opportunity to sell your book.
Right.
That's different, but for someone to say, well, can you not charge me and do it for free? I think it's
But
disrespectful.
see, I think that it's important for us to take that sting out of it. This is my
If we could
and
do
this is
that
why I say
a lot, that would
because
help.
one of my mentors taught me a long time. This was years ago when I first started producing retreats. The woman that I brought in, her name is Debrina Jackson Gainey. She's a very well-known author. I don't want to go into her. Look her up, Debrina Jackson Gainey. And I was hiring her to bring her in to be the main keynote for a retreat that I was producing. And so she said what her price was, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't." So I'm doing what you said, right? Like I had a small budget for who at the time she had just put out a book that was a New York best-selling book, whatever. My budget in my head was nowhere near what her budget was, right? So I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't have that budget. Thank you." And she said, no. Let me teach you how to get my money, right?
Okay.
So right?
Let me teach you how to
Right.
get my money.
So she literally walked me through. This is how you
That's
can
amazing.
get my money, right? Of course, she didn't say it in that language, but she taught me that is a part. It's your job to negotiate those things, but you have to be detached from this. It's disrespectful. It's their job to try to get you for zero.
Because I had the same example when I was in the radio. They came in, they wanted a man, and they had to go to the woman to get it. And the guy who they wanted said, "Elon, I'm not going to go for this. I think you should go for it." And I knew I couldn't just go for it. I had to go through her. So when I asked her about it, first she was shocked that I even knew about it. He brought it to me. And she said, "Well, I think they want this." And I said to her, "Oh, no, let me tell you how you pitch me." Right? Because you can't sell yourself. You can't sell me.
Right.
And I really should have got it. If the person they wanted said I was the next best thing, but you're not confident enough to go in there and say, "Here's the next best thing." So I had to literally break it down.
And you're
This is how you say I'm the next best thing. Because otherwise, I'm not ready to take on the no. You got to get to that. We have a session that we do as part of our camp, is Brand Like a Man. Because I've taken pictures, literally when I've gone to networkers, I posted Instagram pictures of how the men are networking at the same event and how the women are. The women come in, they're going to find a spot, they're going to find somewhere to sit or a girlfriend, whatever.
And
The
sit there.
men were always, and as we see it here, they come in, they get in a huddle. They get in that huddle and it's like, look, this is what I need. Not only that, they see each other as a provider. Okay? If I see a man like the two guys that we had on earlier, I know what it is to be in your shoes. Do we ever say that? Do we ever think about that? Or we think, well, she's got problems. If I get in there, I would probably have her problems. As opposed to let me bring you to the confidence that I have. I'm afraid I might end up back at the weak point that you're at. Whereas we have got to learn how to bring each other through. Like I like what she said, take this thing out of it. If we could take this thing out of a lot of what we're doing, but we got to understand we're in a new world.
But-
practice.
Because there's so
Yeah,
many
that's what I
times
said,
when I
it's
talk to my brother and he's like, when you talk to a man, you gotta take the emotion out of it.
That's
Take
right.
it out of it because
And,
you're not
and
gonna
I
hear
promise you,
it.
and I promise because I did that. And then now when I'm trying to get in relationships, I grew up in corporate. So the one thing that they taught me in corporate, I was the only female in a boardroom full of white males. There was this one white dude that acted black, and we were cool, right? And so I'm in this boardroom, and I'm talking to them in this pitch, and I'm wondering why they don't hear me. Like, I really have something to say, and they just talk completely over, like I wasn't even there, right? And he came up and was like, babe, let me tell you something. Don't you ever go back in that boardroom with that high pitch, because when you have a certain pitch, a man here sounds like his mom nagging and tunes you out.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
that leans
So,
out.
right.
You want 'em to lean
So
in.
if you want a man to hear you, you have to speak in their tone. So you need to lower your daggone octave and
Bring
speak
it down
public.
high.
Because if you're speaking emotionally, they see mama nagging, tune out.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
I never
So
thought about that.
so I was brought up in corporate, so it doesn't matter anywhere I am, especially at a negotiation table, my tone will be here, and I will talk just as calm, even if I'm pissed off.
And
That's good.
that goes around the room
Right.
as
Exactly.
opposed to the house.
So
So
I
now,
don't-
that's a lesson we need.
Yeah.
Take the sting out of it.
Yeah.
Take the tone, change the tone.
Lower the
Yeah.
And then
Lower the octave.
I had to learn, like she said, not to be
So emotional.
sensitive.
Right.
Not to be sensitive, because when we're having a conversation and they upset me in the boardroom, the guys are ready to go out and have some beers and
Go and
have
play
some
golf.
drinks.
Yeah.
Me, I wanted to cry and be like, why are you talking to me? When I got over it, like, I ain't gotta like you right this second, but we gonna clear it out.
Right.
Okay,
And get
now-
back to business.
and let's
And
have
I'm going
drinks,
to
whatever.
get beer with you.
Right.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly, and I appreciate that brand like a man, because
Yeah,
when
brand
you're
like
dealing
that.
with men, it's just like a man. If he is full of women, he's gonna have to change to us.
Right.
He's gonna have to be more sensitive. He's gonna have to be more thoughtful. So if it's a minority situation or a man situation, he's not gonna change the fact he's a man,
Right.
but he will change certain
Right.
characteristics to
Right.
get what he wants.
Right.
Same thing with us. There we go. I love that. Take that
Okay, I don't know where everybody is on time. I've got to go to a golf lesson. For those of you who really want to make strides in the boardroom or in business, a lot of it happens on the golf course. And so, Black Girls Golf, who we've had out, probably going to jump on the skull. We can still keep going. I mean, I just have to get a time commitment. So, you know,
But we got to bring travel aid over here.
right.
No, next time.
Yeah.
What?
What,
Right
what
now?
you have? I mean, are
I
we
cleared
going
the
to
rest
go
of
enough
my
time?
stuff
Is
over
there
there.
any other pertinent topic that we need to throw out there? And let's just take, let's tell you what, some let's go to watch the replay. Well, let's go to Periscope. Any questions
bridal show?
on Periscope? Yeah, the bridal stations on Sunday. So let's just talk a little bit specifically into Periscope. Any questions on Periscope? And kind of read, some new people are in. If you're watching the replay, I am Twitty, so if you guys would
Oh, I love the hearts.
man the Twitter and get some conversation. How do people
See,
follow
you guys
you?
are cute.
Business-wise, cupcakes, and you have cakes and wedding cakes, and I just mentioned
Rum cakes.
the rum cake is
all
awesome.
together
Can I
Yeah.
ask a
Yeah,
Raise your hand.
Can I get a Tito's vodka cake?
I keep telling these cupcakes.
That's my husband's nickname. But yeah.
Yeah, a
I
vodka
get the
cake.
Tito cake first.
So the vodka cake.
Vodka cake.
So, right, and again, y'all, let me just say this, this ambiance, this where we are right now, and everybody coming together on one scope. We are at Tuya, which is located one of the best cities on the way to Atlanta. It's in Douglasville, 6786 Broad Street. We are here first Friday. Rita Foster Thomas, TA Productions has an amazing First Friday event here. I'm here second Friday and fourth Friday. There's also a wine tasting that's here second Friday.
Yes.
Second Sunday is Bridal Station, 6786 Broad Street. Thank you so much. You typed that in fast. Okay. Bridal Station, and then also on there's weekends at Tuyas happening this summer where you have booths available
Right.
for people who want to come and do a pop-up shop. Cindy is here doing a pop-up shop.
On
I think
Saturday.
you're doing about 2 more on the regular, right?
Right.
So that's available, and you're also an artist.
On
You know,
occasion, yeah.
on occasion. And tell them what Tuya is, because like I said, a lot of people see it within the confines of Periscope, but it is, if you saw the fellas, the artwork behind the fellas, the artwork here, right here behind us is some of the work of Tuya. Mousy. Mousy. This is some of the artwork of
The
Mousy.
purple and green one is my favorite.
And there's all kind of everything
bubble
around.
guts.
And love
It's
a bubble
products. So we are literally scoping inside a wonderful institution in downtown Douglasville. It is an art gallery. It is a custom frame shop. So you got all those graduates. Y'all can come by and get those diplomas, frames, and it is a boutique. And you can shop online at Tuya.com. Okay. Then next to Tuya, we have 24hourbeautyworld.com. After running successful tax businesses, she's going into the beauty industry, and everybody knows Atlanta is all about beauty. And so you're coming to that's a 24-hour beauty world. You're going to be doing a pop-up shop at Wednesday Wine Down Centennial Park on Wednesday. So, and then of course, she and I have come together on some other collaborations that we'll be doing all around. And of course, she came out, hang out here with us at Tuya. So, what other events you have in mind? You think?
Right now it's just Wine Down Wednesday.
Wine Down Wednesday.
Yeah.
The next 4 months, you're gonna be at
Wow.
Centennial Park.
Yes.
So when you come down and enjoy the concert on the
Meet and
3rd
greet.
Wednesday, I think it is that
Yes, I
you'll
was
be
thinking the
there.
same thing.
Yeah, and then of course you guys are here because
Saturdays.
you're baking all the time,
Yes.
but you're doing the pop-up shops on Saturdays
Yeah.
here at 2.
Yeah.
And then Bridal Station on
And Bridal Station
in July.
Yeah. So I do custom cakes most of the time, but also want to do the pop-up so people can have an opportunity to just walk in or just pre-order or
Okay.
try new flavors and
Right.
meet the
Okay. So what's your signature item? Do you think? Is it the rum
Rum
cake?
cake.
The rum cake. Is
Yeah, and I have the rum cakes. It's not. I have 6 different flavors. I'm working on a mango rum cake right now. But so I have it in pina colada. I have pineapple, coconut. I have raisin rum. I'm gonna have that this weekend. And I have the golden vanilla and I have the chocolate.
Wow.
And we can do combinations. So.
Woo, you had me at.
I know.
And
And
then
you,
the vodka.
Miss Chelsea, I mean, you kind of transition, evolve, and stuff because you didn't tell everybody you kind of started out on the stage.
Yeah, I worked full time for several years as a performance poet. I travel the country and abroad.
Do you still do it?
Occasionally, I still get
'Cause
requests, but
I'd like to.
yeah,
If you want to do something here.
no.
That's what we need to learn how to do. That's what I need to take.
No stage.
When you say no,
Thank you so much for that request, but I am an artist who has to rehearse, so I know myself, and so.
No, because we were wanting to do that on Tuesdays.
right.
Yeah. Oh, you mean here?
Yeah.
So yes.
Oh no.
Not right now. And I always had that comment.
Yeah.
Like, wait, did you
Yeah.
understand?
Yes,
Understand
so
what I
good thing.
said?
I would love to collaborate with you.
Excellent.
There you go.
Now she would have been on
Yeah.
those.
Right.
Now you why didn't you invite me? You said no.
And there's a lot of that because we
Yes.
don't get the full story. Wait, what's the comment? What's the comment?
Oh, that's good. Hashtag take this thing out.
Take it. And so let's learn to say that. Let's learn to say that to women. And a lot of times,
No crying.
people, you don't know how people translate what you're saying. You
And
know?
also pay attention to that. My note wasn't because of anything about her.
Yeah.
My
Right.
note was
about
because
you.
I felt
You're not right.
unprepared.
Right, yeah.
Right. So.
Because you thought she was saying spit it
Right.
out.
Yeah, do it right now. That's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
She's talking about Sunday afternoons, which is going to be amazing. Tuesday.
Tuesdays, yes,
Amazing
definitely.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, yes. So
All
good
right.
things.
And I said you evolved from
Yeah.
there. to the
So,
retreats and so
so
forth.
that I have always been producing retreats, women retreats specifically. But I was traveling and performing, and I, as a performer, it was never my calling. It was just a high talent, but it was never my calling. But the entire time I was working around like brilliant, creative people, and the entire time was like, this is madness. Nobody understood business. They usually the people who have the highest talent are the brokest person in the room.
Absolutely.
And I was most interested in like ended up coaching, and I work with 3 areas with my clients: their being, how they're showing up in the world, what their mindset is, their business, helping them to understand how to create systems to generate consistent cash flow, and then their badassery, understanding how to create quality control around their craft, develop their craft, etc. So that's what I do. So it came out of my own experience of working as a career artist, working around other creatives, other transformational, especially people who are healers, who are coaches. They're the people who have the most to give to the world, and they have the most difficult time putting the business pieces around it, and then they stop contributing to the world. And so my what I feel like my calling is, and why I'm here, is to help people to do their work so that they can give to the world properly.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
You can find me online.
Yes.
There we go.
I'm a laptop entrepreneur, so I'm all over the place in terms of, in fact, I live in South Carolina right now, and I drove down. I was in
Just
Atlanta.
us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I like this lady a whole lot.
One of the things I always say is, if you want opportunities, you can't have the barriers. And I just ask, can you get to Atlanta? Because you never know where people are, and there are people who are in walking distance of Tulia, and they see that as a bigger barrier. What are they gonna think if I walk there? What are they gonna think if I get there a few minutes late? What are they? Is that what will people think?
Just
I'm like,
come.
wow. Because
That's right.
when I'm working with entrepreneurs, and what is that? If I had known how late they were running, I would have stayed. She done rush home and they're not even there. Robin done rush home, and that's us, right? Trying to meet that responsibility.
Right.
That's an
Which is
opportunity
good.
she
That
was
was
at.
good for her.
But then she get there and they don't have the same sense of urgency.
Yeah.
We see that all the time, where people trying to give them. But there are people, like I was having an opportunity tailgate. It's an opportunity tailgate, and they said to me, but people got to pay the park. But I'm like, if the parking is your barrier, then you're not ready for the opportunity.
Exactly.
Amen.
Okay,
You're finding an
that's where we
excuse.
are.
Right.
Yeah,
Finding an
find an excuse. If that, just like, I tell people all the time, if that's the barrier, you're not ready for what I'm getting ready to tell.
Right.
What I can tell you to do.
Right.
And we talked about that on our morning scope this morning. We talked about bitterness, because if you're in that bitterness, you can't hear.
Right.
Even last night, I was on a panel of a panel of experts, and we listened to people pitch about their business. It's not even that they pitch about their business; they're looking for accountability. I think it's more accountability partner than pitching. They get a chance to win for one of the experts to become their accountability. We're gonna change that too. Now that I said that. And there was one lady. She came up. She wants to. She's a tailor, and she wants to train somebody, but young kids, they don't want to know all that. But they do. But the thing about it is, they do want to know it. But the language she's using compared to the language they're using, they're not meeting in the middle.
Right.
Okay? They know that making those fashions or jumping online with something trendy can make them popular and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if you're still using the language of the Great Depression, you're not going to reach them. So we talked about how to get her, but she was mad at that point. She was bitter because, it was like you knew she wasn't hearing it all. Okay, not until we got to the right tone.
You're absolutely right. That bitter thing, because I was bitter.
I think we all have been
I was
through it.
bitter, and that bitterness kept me from really seeing what I was supposed to do. Because I was so mad and bitter.
And that's what happens though when people who are highly gifted, especially if you want. I can hear your passion for helping people to change their mindset about money, right? So you have all this yummy information that's like, yo, if you listen to me, I can change your life. Right? But then there are people that's not listening, and I can understand how we can get upset, but often and stop to tease out like where the breakdown is, right? Is it that I need to communicate it a different way? Like
you said, we gotta learn how to, even like you said, we gotta learn how our audience needs to receive information. For example, people in my industry want to get to the millennials. Like I'm planning a case study with millennials to find out what do y'all want to know about money? How do you want to receive the information? Do I need to do a concert? Do I need to do an app? What the hell do y'all want? For real, right? So you have all of these adults that's trying to get to millennials. millennials.
How do you
Or
do
have
that?
them on your team
Right.
to create something.
Right.
I'm 42 years old. I had to get over the fact, I had to get over myself and let myself know that I'm a little older. But I still need to communicate to, with my Young Money series,
Right.
to the 17 to 21-year-old.
Right.
I'm still operating on email. I know a little bit about apps and on social media. They're trying to do Snapchat. We
Yeah.
ain't there yet.
And that's enough. They want to give it to me in 10 seconds, or
Yeah, give me
you
the 10
can't
seconds.
convey it to me in 10 seconds. And one thing I always say about Snapchat, you have to remember, it's a peer-to-peer.
Right.
There's nothing else getting in. If one of the peers don't bring it in, it's not getting it. They'll never hear about it, because I mean, look at Periscope was out for a year, and the Snapchat is like, what's that?
Yeah.
Because I had a guy, he was doing a speaking panel, and he said, man, I need to go and I need to talk to him about this. And he asked, it was a group of Snapchatters, and he asked me, well, do you know about Periscope? Do you know about all these different things that he thought that they were already up on? They were like, whoa, what's that? Because they're only learning.
Like
They're only as
labs.
smart
Yeah.
as the next peer.
Yeah.
And we have to realize, and that's where some people are
Yeah.
in this game.
This makes me think about Lemonade, actually. So,
Yeah.
shout out to Lemonade.
Right. Lemonade Cupcake.
Lemonade, Beyonce's Lemonade. What I love so much about Beyonce is that she is brilliant enough to find the right collaborations, right?
Right.
The reason why Beyonce keeps outdoing herself, because really she's her own
Competing with
competition,
herself,
right?
right?
So, like, as soon as we get into formation, right, she's already dropped
Already
lemonade.
lemonade.
Now you in formation with your lemonade, right? So, but the
And
reason
now
why,
boy bye.
right. But the reason why she's so genius is because she brings in geniuses around her, and I think that what you just said, right, about understanding millennials, how do you bring in different people that can really can catapult what you're doing, right? Who do you bring around you who knows like technology? You don't have to master all those things. You have to master knowing how to find the right people.
And that's what I learned. And unfortunately, when I became a business owner, I got away from that and lied to myself and thought I had to do everything, and became this control freak that's just annoying as hell to me right now. But that was my job as the interim president CEO of the EVP, was that I had to find talent. And I need to have certain talent, people that were smarter than me, that knew more than me, to make me look good. Because my brain power couldn't do it. I ain't willing to figure all that stuff. So it was, you did not have to know how to sell. You didn't you did not know how, you did not need to know how to move money. You know what I'm saying? Like tellers and all that. I look for personality. I look for people that are just naturally drawing people, have a conversation and everything. Because I can teach you how to move money. But people want to find people with experience of how to move money, tell it for 20 years, and then they don't want to sell, they don't want to do anything, and they have a God awful attitude. So that's the thing with Beyonce. She's like, I want to do this in the world, do this in the world. Who do I know that is doing that so I can collaborate? That makes me look good.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. But I got away from that, which now I got over myself. Return from my wicked ways. Because I'm tired. And I don't want to do this stuff no more by myself.
Yeah.
And so I think, and that's another thing. We think that we have to do it ourselves and that nobody understands and that nobody's willing to help. I didn't realize that there are people out there that are willing to help that don't even expect me to pay them.
They just want to be in the
They
mix.
just want to be in the mix because they're like, Tara, I know when you blow up, I'm going to be all right.
So what's been your best collaboration with yourself? Everybody prepared to answer that. What's been your best collaboration that you really got the results?
Well, Edeline, we rock.
Yes,
We
and
rock.
I just met with her myself.
And
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because Edeline Dryden, if y'all don't know, she's the founder of We Rock, Women Entrepreneurs Rock, and it's a big conference, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
We rocked 2016 is her hashtag.
Yeah, 2016. But what we do with each other is that she'll call me and say, I have this idea. And I'm just that chick, like, let's do it. And then when we start getting into it, like, oh, hell, what the hell did we decide? That's what happened with us for We Rock 24 Hours. She said, I have this idea. Every hour I want to have an expert, 24 experts, 24 hours that give some motivation for 20 that let women know that we rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's do it. I created the flyer. She got the speakers.
Easy,
we
right?
did all this. Easy peasy, right? About 12 hours do it. We were like, wait a minute. Somebody got to introduce these people. Wait a minute. We got to do the conference call. So we were up literally 24 hours. She would sleep a few hours. I would sleep a few hours. But we introduced for 24 hours. But the collaboration was powerful in that we got 24 women that would come in, support women. We had over 400 people that registered, and people listened in. They weren't on there for all 24 hours. We had an average of about 150 listeners for the entire 24 hours.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's amazing because now I'm on that platform. I'm out of money, so now I have a whole bunch of people that hear me on a regular basis that didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
So now we have to do. We Rock 24 Hours for 2017. That was one of my favorite collaborations, even though we got in there slapped each other.
I did one over a 3-day period, and luckily for me, I broke it up 9 hours each day.
Girl, that 24
But
hours.
even the 9 hours, because I did it on the 27th of each hour, and I didn't realize how fast time go. Because I'm thinking I'm gonna introduce the scope. I can go do what I gotta do. No, I could not move out of that chair for 9
Literally,
hours.
I didn't do anything on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I took a shower when she was doing it for a couple hours, and literally you have to stay there because some of them finished for an hour, some of them finished within 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know that. But the thing is that we didn't do it alone. It wasn't by herself. So we actually, called, you all right? I woke her up, somebody brought her food. It was just great when you can do something together, when you can collaborate together. It makes some of the most challenging things more fun or less challenging when you have a sister in the mix that understands your vision.
What's been your best male collaboration? Think about it. I'm gonna go to we'll come back to the men. What's been your best collaboration?
My best collaboration.
What was it? What did you guys collaborate on?
Every time we go out to dinner,
It's always
it
food around.
ends up being a lesson. Tara does not mind sharing. Okay, and she will take a napkin and she will write out for me exactly, okay, this is what you want to do.
Right.
Let me help you to get here.
There you go.
And very unselfish, very clear about what where she feels that I should go. So I'd have to say it's you.
It's her too. No, seriously. There was one time we were gonna have coffee because she was like, "Whatever you need me to do, just tell me what you need to do." And after when we started coffee, I knew that I needed stuff done, but I knew she had a need more. And so we spent that entire time talking about how we were gonna get you to the next level. And I felt better, just doing that.
What's been your best collaboration?
It will be with Sunny Patterson, hands down. I mentioned her earlier, but Sunny is like a big deal. Seriously, she's been on. She's a poet. She's been on every show that you can think of. She's recorded
I
with
like
a lot
that.
of.
Let me tell you how to get my money. I like that.
She's
We gotta do
recorded.
that. Let me tell you how to get my money.
When you
said-
let me tell you how to get my money.
Oh,
that was with Debrina. That's my mentor.
That's in my head. Let me tell you
That's
how
my
to get
mentor.
money.
That's my
Right.
mentor who I
And that's
love
normally what I
and adore.
say. It's like, let me show you how it's free.
Yeah. But Sunny Patterson, who I was mentioning earlier, she's done a lot of work with a lot of recording artists. Most recently, Chrisette Michelle, and 2 Chainz did a song together. But this goes back to what we were talking about earlier too, with when you were talking about fears around. What was the question? You were saying why are we so afraid? What was the question? I can't remember what the question was. You were talking about competitive when we were talking about competition, and I was thinking to myself, wow, that's not my experience. Like I don't have that experience. From the beginning, when I started out, I don't know why. Like maybe I was just aloof, but I was never afraid to ask big. So even before I was known or had done a certain amount of work, I was already starting to collaborate with people who were way higher up in their career, in their fields. I don't know why. I just this was a blessing. You know, I probably should have been more cautious to, like, you know. But,
and that was good for you.
Yeah.
Because had you known
Right.
that, you would not have
Right.
done what you were supposed
So
to
a
do.
lot of people are afraid to ask. But from the beginning of the work that I was doing, I was not afraid to ask people who were big in their careers to jump on board. Because I think and we've seen it here in this conversation. Everybody, all of us in here are looking for opportunities. So just because somebody is in a higher state does not mean that they're not also seeking opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I that's when I came back and I said one of the things when the men come into the space, they understand everybody in the room is looking for opportunity.
And they perceive themselves as an equal.
As an equal, but that's the part that we don't get. If I see her going for an opportunity, do I feel like, well, I can't go for the opportunity? You know, we can both go for it, and if one of us get it, then reach back and say, look, I got it. How do we work? How do we then work together? Because you really shouldn't want to do it all. You really shouldn't want it all. But we might. Society might say we've got to compete on some level. It's a competition. But when we get there, who says that we have to stay in that lane or stay in that vein? Dry Bus would be somebody said Dry Bus would be my future best collaboration. Let's go, girl, right there. You know, I just feel like we just gotta, I don't know that it's a lot that we need to evolve or something we gotta do. It's a conversation, it's a language, we just gotta put it out there and tell our story. And I'm gonna stop here. And just thank you all for the contribution you made today. I came in with the mindset. I'm sorry. I know. The time is gone. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's like 2 minutes.
Okay, well, my best collaboration has really just been the ladies of B2B and First Fridays.
Okay.
Really,
We don't mention B2B enough.
I mean, because I came here, it's just opened so many doors. And with Rita, with Vondo, with Mousy, just so many opportunities. It's just beyond the plan that I had.
And then you
for
showed up
myself.
with the lemonade cupcake.
Oh,
When did I tweet you that? Like
Last night?
late last night,
Yeah, because
right?
I was gonna bring, so I was like, okay, well, men will be there, so I'll bring like espresso cupcakes to go with the coffee, and then she
Right.
said lemon. I was like, well, I'll bring
And I didn't even know that she was planning to come and to bring something. I think I don't know where I was, but I saw her and I just said, can I get something for tomorrow? And it was like, she was like, yeah. And she said, what's your flavor? And I was like, well, lemonade. And boom. So that's the season of opportunity too. That makes for people who will seize the opportunity, makes for some of the best collaborations.
That's right.
There you go. Go ahead.
So I have two really quick. The first one I have is a friend like you two, Sierra Lloyd. And
Yes.
basically, you know, we sit down and we collaborate.
Sierra's
and-
probably gonna be mad you didn't bring her today.
I know. Well, Sierra was sick. She's been
Mm.
sick. So, you know, my second one is my business coach. And so the main thing I wanted to say is that a lot of times we don't like to invest in ourselves. You know, we'd rather buy new shoes, get a new blouse or whatever, you know, but I started to learn that it was time for me to invest in myself, which is why when you set a price, okay, let's do it, you know. So, and basically through the business coach, she's the one who introduced me to you, and now here I am with you awesome ladies. So I'm having an amazing time.
Strawberry. It's a red book. I want to do that. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but I want to get this book out because I want you guys to see this when we talk about collaboration, because I got a chance last summer. Was it last summer? There was a collaboration between, I think it was like Coca-Cola and Chick-fil-A, and they had a workshop and literally put it online. You registered to go, many of those things, and we don't even realize that those are some serious opportunities. And like Minta had a great catered lunch by Chick-fil-A. Did y'all know some Chick-fil-A's got macaroni and cheese? Right. I mean, it was like a serious, maybe at the right at the top corporate event you get to see that. I don't know what it was. We were at the Chick-fil-A headquarters.
Yeah,
They
that's
catered it. Right. Okay. Right.
Chick-fil-A
I don't
corporate
change the
doors.
whole subject. But what they did was they brought
Oh,
in.
that's what you're saying.
Look,
Yeah.
okay, back from the next.
So sorry, we're back.
Bring it back in. Right. Nobody leave. We're gonna order some lunch. And if you're in the area, you want to come out and feed the ladies, bring food. Okay. But one of the things about it was they had as a keynote speaker, and you literally got to go through this mastermind session with her. And most people probably don't know her because she is leading what I call the Latino revolution. She is working with Latino women, and in here she has a chapter to think like an immigrant. Because they're so often told, come to America, adopt this culture, adopt that. She's like, no, think like an immigrant. And I love that. I tweeted Donald Trump that yesterday. Because one of the things that Latino women know right now is they know their numbers. And they know that over the next 5 years, they're going to have some amazing numbers in economy. So she's bringing them into these businesses. She's bringing them into the digital economy, the gig economy, and all of that. And she has several chapters in here. And I normally don't buy books, but I went to the bookstore because I've been trying to figure out what were the trends there in book covers as we're trying to redo my book cover. And I noticed a lot of the books were white, crisp with the writing, and red crisp, and those are the ones that captured attention. And I saw hers, and I was like, I gotta buy this book. And it ain't a cheap book, I'm just saying. It ain't an ebook, and I didn't even get a signed copy. I'm just saying. But having attended that workshop with her, she has a thing in here that says, don't buy shoes, buy buildings.
Yes.
Don't buy shoes by the store.
That's what I'm saying. Don't buy shoes, buy buildings. Very practical advice, and she talked about where we see ourselves as women, where we see ourselves in, and you have to sacrifice and then sacrifice some more. There is no Prince Charming. Think like an immigrant. Make fear and failure your best friends. Choose yourself first. Power is taken, not given. In your pain is your brand. Life is about your mission and your money. Okay, we oftentimes think we got to do one or the other. We either got to have a mission or make the money, right? The goals, the game plan, and getting it done. There are many ways to become self-made. Self-made is her movement, okay? Go get hidden money in America. She talked about that. She did that at the workshop. And live a rich life in every way. And so she kind of talks about her personal experience of, the whole immigrant lifestyle and so forth. And I love to get into stuff where I'm not in the demographic. Right. Okay? She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to Latino women. And I know they got a serious movement going on. I said, and I know when I go to Pew Research, they've taken down the African American tab and put up the Hispanic tab. Like, something's about to happen there. Let me see what's going on. So always be selling, always be learning, always be willing to take on some more information. So this is my read probably for the weekend, if I can, not this weekend because I'm going to be at Tuya all weekend for all these amazing events. But I just bought it kind of just as a reinforcement. It says, becoming empowered, self-reliance, and rich in every way. And I just wanted to highlight our book. And that's, I think if we bring back the language of women, that's something that we can do. Okay, I have a book. You have a book. Have you published it?
I'm in the process.
In the process.
Right. So send your prayer.
Yeah, good God. We do want to start a meetup.
I got a coloring book.
Yeah. That's right. That's no small thing. Bring it over. Because Sharon, Mousy has, we got a coloring book. Mousy has illustrated, bring it over to the scope there. Mousy has illustrated a coloring book in this adult coloring world. And if you go into the bookstores today, you will see it's a major section now.
Aw, thanks for the hearts.
So, definitely check out those. All right, again, so just lastly, just thank all the ladies. Thank everybody for coming out. Thank everybody for watching Scope. Language of Women will be second? Wait, who's that? What time is Cinderella Cake's Beauty Pop-Up Shop? 10 to 1. All right. So this is our home base. We want to thank Mousy for creating such a wonderful space in our ecosystem. Her and her sisters.
Juanita Galbraith. Yeah, she's the one that does all the brain work.
Right.
All the brain work, and she goes to the trade shows and gets the products and meets the artists.
Wow.
And then she sends it to me.
There we go. And if you are looking for, still looking for gifts for grads and gifts for dads, do come in and shop at Tuya or go to Tuya.com.
Yes.
You can shop
and
online
moms.
and it'll be shipped.
Look at all us women here and moms.
And Mom's Day is gone. It's time
Mom's
for
Day is every day. Look, Mom's Day is every day.
Next weekend is
It's
Father's
on
Day.
Tuesday.
Next weekend is Father's Day. What is that? Is that you, Cinderella? Okay, thanks. I won't be there. All right. So anybody got anything else? You're a Wednesday wind down Centennial because Douglasville has a Wednesday wind down. But we're talking about Centennial Park. All right. You're here on Saturdays at 2. Where are you?
You can find me online anywhere on the internet at I Work Heart.
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 You have a retreat coming up in
My retreat is in October, but if you follow me on Instagram or find me on Facebook, I will. We haven't launched the website.
Like,
But we do have a payment plan.
That's my birthday month. I'm just saying.
Yes,
we
we do
talked
have
about
a
that
payment
last time.
plan. Yes, we do have a payment
All right.
plan.
Gotta ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do I have? I have a camp. I have social media camp June the 26th. And I am looking at doing a webinar, a major webinar like we did for Super Bowl Sunday, either, not July 4th, but more likely Labor Day. We'll do something intensive on Labor Day. What do you have coming up, ma'am?
I have 3 more speaking engagements, actually 4, but 3 on the 23rd is Rock Your Money Chat near Camp Creek. So come out and see me. Stacy J for her Live 365 Empowerment Tour.
Yes.
That is where Lisa Ray McCoy,
Yes.
Darlene McCoy,
Yes.
and I'm on the panel. I'm like, how in the world did that happen? But hey, I'm
That's
there.
a blessing, right?
And so that's on the Saturday the 25th. So go to live365tour.com to register and learn more. And then there's this big Road to Financial Freedom that's going around the country. And I am one of the speakers and hosts for Atlanta, Georgia. And you have to be there on the 28th of June. So go to theroadatlanta.eventbrite.com. The roadatlanta.eventbrite.com.
Type some of those links into the Periscope. So they
She
can
would
screenshot.
ask me to do that.
Right. All right, Rita Foster Thomas. We've been working on your brand for a while now. Just reiterate, you're moving from
Distinctive Op Services into Rita Foster Thomas LLC.
LLC, and then for the foundation, you have an event coming up. It's a tasting.
Yes, we have an international tasting on August.
Yes.
August 12th, the evening of August 12th at Studio T on Chapel Hill Road. Right now we have 8 countries represented, and we're open for more. We have vendor spaces. I have to check with TA Productions
See where you are on that.
ensure that all the vendor spaces are not taken yet.
Wow.
And also tickets are $25, and as far as the vendor spaces are concerned, they're $40.
And this will be pretty good because August is not a lot. It's not a holiday thing. God, there's not a holiday in August, but it's still a nice seasonal time to get out and enjoy. What you didn't know is Cindy Bella Travels is back here. Nicole, you want to come say hello real quick?
Hello, just hello.
Okay, she's working. They have the wine tasting here tonight, but Cindy Bella Travels, she used to do it after scope for us with travel tips. Okay, what about this Zika virus? Where we should not go? Just give us a couple places not to go.
The only thing you really have to just protect yourself. It's really not that hazardous. Most of the cases are really confined to the interior, particularly Mexico. But just protect yourself. Take insect repellent where, just keep yourselves from being where mosquitoes might be active. That's all you have to really do. Sleep, where you have some kind of screening.
Well, I noticed in the narrative, the news narrative, they were trying to attach it, be careful when you get your Airbnb spots because those are not regulated as far as like your hotels are going to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But you need to be careful if you're going places and you're renting the personal space, the shared economy type spaces.
Yeah,
right?
just make sure where you're sleeping, you sleep in an air-conditioned room, or if it's not possible, have some kind of screening or netting or something like that to keep the mosquitoes.
I knew you had a good secret, a good tip over there for us. All right, so we're gonna let her get back to work, but that's some good information. I gotta get that. I gotta blog about that. Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you so much to the ladies that are on. Thanks so much to the ladies that watch. Thanks so much to the fellas that are supporting. Second Friday, we're gonna bring back the language of women. They're gonna follow. It's not that we talk about what the men talk about, because we don't want to impede their conversation, but we also want to have an opportunity to have our conversation as well. So thank you guys, and everybody have a great day. Somebody has to go over and stop the scope.
Okay, how do what do I do? Where do I go?
Screen down. This is the slide.
Slide it.
Swipe down.
Swipe down.
Slowly, okay, and then press the red